Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? So it is official. Tony Bellew versus David Haye going down in March. You know, when this fight was first being talked about and Bellew was going after Haye on social media and after his fight, what was that, with BJ Flores, even after he won the title when he beat Makabu, he's been going after David Haye. They've been going at it, man, for a while. So there's some history there. But going into this fight, I'm thinking Bellew may be a little bit too emotional, man. He gets riled up really fucking quick. But, when I break down the styles and I break down the activity since 2012, Haye's only had 3 fights. Derek Chisora, Arnold Jaya, Mark Demore. I still believe the last fight he's been in was a Chisora fight. Now, Bellew, on the other hand, has fought, I think, like 14 times since 2012. Makabu, Flores, Cleverly, Chilemba, Stevenson. He's fought some good competition, man. So that's going to play a role in this fight. I know a lot of people think David Haye by knockout, it's easy. I don't know, man. I can see this going to decision. I'm going to favor David Haye by decision, but I can see a lot of posturing going on the first few rounds just based on their styles. We know David Haye likes to fight with his hands down, likes to punch from awkward angles. When David Haye's in there with fighters that are a lot bigger than him, he tends to use his footwork in those fights, like the Bellew fight and the Klitschko fight. But when guys are around, his same dimensions as far as his height and weight, he fights aggressive in those fights, in my opinion. Now, I know people are going to say, well, Jaya is 6'6". Yeah, but Jaya came to lay down. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. And I've done positive videos about Arnold Jaya before the David Haye fight, like months and months and months before he was going to fight David Haye. But he came to lay down that night. That's just how that's how I view that fight. But, Bellew's the type of guy, he'll give you different looks. He likes to be aggressive. He likes to probe with his jab. He likes to, just use it as a filler. He doesn't really snap it out. It's not a bludgeoning jab. It's just, he likes to feel with it. He likes to feel his opponent out with it. He likes to find a home for his right hand. Somebody's playing tetherball over there, but my son. But he likes to, like I said, probe with the jab, find a home for his right hand. And David Haye likes to fight with his hands down. So I can easily see these guys posturing and feinting and double stepping and half stepping just to make the other guy react. And then both of these guys try to find a home. Thing about David Haye is he has good power in both hands. Bellew, when he starts to rain down combinations, he'll have some power in that left hand, but he wants to find a home for that right hand. And I think Haye's going to find a way to take that away from him. But I think it's going to be a competitive 12-round fight. That's what I'm predicting. I don't think it's going to be a knockout. This is going to be a competitive 12-round fight. Was conversing and seeing some text messages from some friends that they think that Bellew is taking this fight because the Breeders fight, we know Breeders is the mandatory for that WBC Cruiserweight title. They say that this fight's easier. I wouldn't say easier. I mean, shit, no matter what you think of David Haye, I know a lot of people don't like him blaming his toe on his loss, and we know how David Haye gets down. Shannon Briggs, he was supposed to fight him, said he'll fight the guy, then he not going to fight him. So I understand that part, but I'm talking about the guy in the ring on fight night that's fighting another guy that's around his same height and weight. That's a dangerous David Haye, in my opinion. Breeders is a damn good fighter. That step back KO he did against Manuel Charr was crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say this is I wouldn't say David Haye is an easier fight than Breeders, but I think Bellew's going to be more emotionally invested into this fight. He may make some mistakes, man, because he gets real hyped up when it comes to David Haye. He hates the guy, you know what I mean? But I see a 12-round decision. I'll probably break down this fight more, but I just heard this news early this morning. Then I looked it up on the internet, seen it on Boxing Scene and some other websites. So it's going down in London in March, man. I believe March 4th. David Haye versus Tony Bellew. It's going to be a good fight, man. It's going to be a good fight. It's funny because both these guys don't like to use jabs that often, but David Haye's been very inactive in the last since 2012, man. This fight will be in March, so that'd be like, what? That's 5 calendar years, man. This dude's been inactive. That'd be his 4th fight. It'll be Bellew's, I believe, his 15th fight when they step in the ring on fight night. And Bellew's been fighting stiff competition, like I told you. Although at light heavyweight, still good competition. Not like he's fighting bums. You know what I mean? Then he moved up to cruiser, so he's not fighting bums in his last 14 fights, man. That may play a role. I'm curious to see how Bellew looks, competing at heavyweight, How is he going to put on the weight? Is it going to be muscle? Is it going to slow him down? What's going to happen? It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be an interesting fight. But these are my initial thoughts about the fight. I wish, it's funny. I wonder if one of these guys will try to establish a jab, but either of these guys really don't like jabbing all that much. Haye do it. He'll like to sneak in a jab, but to me, he does it a little bit more when he's fighting the big guys like Bellew, when he tried to sneak in with his jab and get out and do those types of things. But when you got a guy that's the same height, pretty much in same dimensions as him, but I think Haye's the more powerful guy. I think Bellew was getting their height mixed up with like their overall power and mass. I think Haye is a bigger guy than him. He just seems like the bigger, stronger guy of the two, strong legs. I think Bellew may underestimate Haye, man, because he thinks they're the same height. But, I think Haye has a 4-inch reach advantage. So it should be a good fight, man. Damn flies on my hand. But it should be a good damn fight, man. Interested to see it. I wish Haye would have, fought Briggs instead, though, man, because he promised to do with the fight. It just looks fucking crazy. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. I'm out.